Hello everyone, we are from Group 3. In this video, we will explain about Material Income Tax Article 21 calculations, especially income tax calculation for employees that work early in the year, employees that work not at the beginning of the year, daily, PCs, and unit wages. Our group consists of Fasya Wulandari, Sergio Regiro Sihombing, and me, Dewi Cikil Botoli. For the first material is about income tax calculation employees that work early in the year. So I will explain with example or case to make it easy for you to understand. So for the first case is permanent employees that work at the beginning of the year. Leo started working at Jumanji Company since January 1st, 2022 with a salary of 5,750,000 rupiah in a month. He also has to pay a pensions contribution of 200,000 paid by himself. Leo is married but has no children. In January, Leo's income is only from the Jumanji Company. The question is calculate the income tax article 21 of January. For the first step, we should calculate gross income and the reductions per month. For gross income, in bahasa we known as penghasilan bruto, adalah penjumlahan atas salary, tunjangan, and also prepaid insurance from company. Premi from the company. Since Leo only has income from salary, he didn't get tunjangan or even prepaid from company, so we can conclude that the gross income has the same amount with salary, 5,750,000 rupiah. And then for the reductions of gross income, we should determine position expense and self-paid pensions. For position expense, we just multiply gross income with 5%. Then we got 287,500 rupiah. And then Leo also paid pensions contributions by himself with 200,000 rupiah. So we get a total reduction for 187,500 rupiah. So there is an additional information that taxpayer has the maximum amount of 500,000 rupiah per month for position expense. The next step, we should calculate the net income per month and a year. To get net income per month, we just deduct the salary with the total reductions. So we get net income per month is 5,262,500 rupiah. Then we calculated, we multiplied with 12 months to get net income for a year. We get net income for a year 63,150,000 rupiah. The next step is we determined non-taxable income in bahasa we known as PTKP. So Leo is individual taxpayer, got non-taxable income 54 million. And then he already married, so we added 4.5 million because he didn't have children yet. So the dependent is 0. So we can conclude that Leo PTKP, the dependent 0, is 58,500,000 rupiah. The next step is we calculate the taxable income. To find taxable income, we just deduct net income per year 63,150,000 rupiah with PTKP per year that we already calculated before 58,500,000 rupiah. So we get taxable income per year is 4,650,000 rupiah. Then after we find the taxable income, we determine the tariff that we got. Since the taxable income is still under 16 million rupiah, so the tariff that we got is 5%. And then we multiply it with taxable income. So the PPh 21 payable is 232,500 rupiah. And then to find the PPh 21 per January or per month, we just divided 232,500 rupiah with 12 months. Then we got PPh 21 per January is 19,375 rupiah. This is the summary of the calculation. Next, we jump for the next case. For the second case, there is a permanent employee that has husband work and premium payment by the company. Lala is an employee with married status and has 3 children. She works for PT Jotun. Lala has a husband who works as a civil servant at Pekanbaru Health Office. Lala receive a salary of 5 million rupiah a month. PT Jatun joined the pensions program and BPJS. Lala pays sufficient pensions contributions of 50,000 rupiah a month and old age protections every month of 2% of her salary. Employment and working accidents protections and death protections are paid by the company at 1% and 0.3% of salary. In addition to receiving a salary, Lala also receive overtime payment of 2 million rupiah. The question is calculate PPh 21. For premium payment, there is working accident protections and death protections that paid by the company. It's including as gross income because it's a premium from the company. So working accident protections paid by the company 1% of 5 million. We got the amount is 50,000 rupiah. Then the protections that paid by the company 0.3% of 5 million. Then the amount is 15,000 rupiah. So the next one, there is a pensions contributions also that paid by Lala 50,000 rupiah and old age protections 2% of salary. The amount is 100,000 rupiah. Pensions contribution and old age protections that paid by Lala is including as deductions of tax. So let's recalculate. First step, we should sum up salary, overtime, working accident protections, death protections to find gross income. So the gross income that we got after we sum up all of them is 7,065,000 rupiah. Then the second one, we total the reduction. In this case, for position expense, we just multiplying gross income 7,065,000 rupiah with 5%. Then we got position expense 353,250 rupiah. Then for pensions contributions, there is 50,000 rupiah and old age protections 100,000 rupiah. Then the total reductions is 503,250 rupiah. Then the next step is we reduct gross income with the total reductions to find net income per month. So the net income per month is 6,562,750 rupiah. Then the next step is we finding the PTKP per year. Since Lala has a husband, so the married status and the dependent that consists of 3 children are paid by her husband. So the PTKP per years of Lala is just individual taxpayer 54 million rupiah. Then the next step, we deduct net income per year 78,741,000 rupiah. We reduct with PTKP per year 54 million. So we got taxable income per year is 24,741,000 rupiah. Then the last step is we to find PPh 21 payable per year, we determine the tariff first. Since the income, the taxable income is still under 60 million rupiah, so we get a tariff 5%, and then we multiply it with taxable income 24,741,000 rupiah. Then we get PPh 21 payable per month per year is 1,237,050 rupiah. Then to find the PPh 21 per month, especially for January, we just divided 1,237,050 rupiah with 12 months. Then we got PPh 21 for January or per month is 103,087 rupiah. So I think that's all from me. The next submaterial will be explained by Aisha Aulia. Thank you.
Okay, now I will explain to you how to calculate income tax according to PPh 21 for employees who start their work but not at the beginning of the year. As for your information, if employees stop working in the current year, or we can say it in Indonesia with tahun berjalan, there will be a deductions to their PPh 21. It will be made starting in the month when the employee starts working. And in case like this, there are 2 types of calculations. Okay, the first types of calculations, as you can see here, is employees whose subjective tax obligations as a domestic tax subjects have existed since the beginning of year but have only worked in the middle of year. Or we can say it in Indonesia with pegawai ataupun pegawai tetap yang kewajiban pajak subjektifnya sebagai subjek pajak dalam negeri sudah ada sejak awal tahun namun baru bekerja pada pertengahan tahun. And next I will explain about the calculation steps. The first step is we need to calculate monthly income with reducing monthly gross income with position fees and contributions related to monthly salary. We can say it in Indonesia with biaya jabatan dan iuran terkait gaji sebulan. The second step, we need to calculate annual net income with multiplying monthly net income with the number of months of employees start working until December. The third one, we need to calculate the taxable income, or we can say it in Indonesia with penghasilan kena pajak, with reducing annual net income with non-taxable income or penghasilan tidak kena pajak. The fourth one, we need to calculate PPh 21 payable a year with multiplying tarif pasal 21 with taxable income. And the last steps, we need to calculate PPh 21 payable a month with PPh pasal 21 payable a year divided with number of months the employee starting work until December. Okay, after knowing the calculation steps, we need to jump into the example. Here, the example, you can read it. You can pause it though. You can pause it later though. Okay, next, this is how you solve it. You need to calculate the monthly net income with reducing it with position fees, pension contribution, and then you get the monthly net income. Next, you need to calculate the annual net income, and you need to calculate the taxable income. But before you calculate the taxable income, you need to calculate the non-taxable income. Here, I calculate the non-taxable income here. And last, you will get the PPh 21 payable a year. Then, the last one, you get the PPh 21 payable a month. Okay, we jump into the next type of calculation. As you can see here, employees whose subjective tax obligation as domestic tax subjects begin after the start of the tax year and start working in the current year, or we can say it in Indonesia with pegawai ataupun pegawai tetap yang kewajiban pajak subjektifnya sebagai subjek pajak dalam negeri sudah dimulai setelah permulaan tahun pajak dan bekerja pada saat tahun berjalan. Next, I will explain to you about the calculation steps. The first one is you need to calculate the monthly net income. I already explained in the first type. The second one, you need to calculate the annual net income filled a year, or you can say it in Indonesia penghasilan neto tapi disetahunkan atau digenapkan secara setahun. With multiplying monthly net income with 12. Next, you need to calculate the taxable income that I already explained in the first types. And the fourth one, you need to calculate the PPh 21 payable a year. I already explained in the previous types too. And the last one, you need to calculate the PPh 21 payable a month. This is a little bit different. You need to calculate this with dividing PPh 21 payable a year with 12. Okay. After knowing the calculation steps, you need to see the example here. You can pause and read it. And this is how you solve it. It's actually a little bit different with the first types, but it's commonly the same. First, you need to calculate the monthly income with reducing the monthly salary with position fees. And you can see here the maximum applied of position fees is just 500,000 rupiah. After that, you will get the monthly net income. Next, you will need to calculate annual net income filled a year, or pendapatan neto setahun tapi disetahunkan secara atau digenapkan. And you can see the difference here. Next, you will need to calculate the taxable income with reducing annual net income with non-taxable income. This is the non-taxable income calculation, and then you need to reduce the annual income with this calculations of non-taxable income, and you will get the taxable income. Next, you will need to calculate PPh pasal 21 but a year. Here this calculation. And next, you will need to calculate PPh pasal 21 payable a year, and the last one you will need to calculate PPh Pasal 21 payable amount. Okay, and I think that's the end about how to calculate income tax according to PPh 21 for employees who start their work but not at the beginning of year, and I will give the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
For the next discussion, we will discuss about calculation income tax article 21 about daily pieces and unit wages. First, 8. Do you wanna see my face, guys? Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Sergio. Yeah, you already know my name. And we're gonna discuss in here. We're gonna discuss about calculation income tax article 21 about daily pieces and unit wages. First one, we're gonna discuss about daily wages. Second, unit wages. Third, pieces wages. Okay, guys, please give your attention to our discussion. So happy watching. Okay, for the first one, we're gonna discuss about daily wages. Here's the case. Name Sumiati, marital status unmarried, and she has no dependent, and she has started work at January 1st, 2016, and the information is in here is work in 10 days with the daily wages is 450,000 per day. Let's do the calculation. The calculation in here, daily wages is only 450,000 per day. I have a note for you. Since or if the daily wage or stipend or the average daily wage or stipend has not exceeded or not more than 450,000 and the cumulative amount received or earned in the relevant calendar month has not exceeded or not more than 4,500,000, then there's no PPh Article 21 which must be cut. Here is the Sumiati's case. Her daily wages is 450,000 per day, and she works in 10 days, which means she have a cumulative amount 450,000 times 10 days is just 4,500,000. So in this case, yeah, we don't need to calculate the PPh Article 21. Makanya so that in here deduction by limitation of the daily wages, because the limitation of the daily wages is only 450,000, so it's just the same with her daily wages. So we deducted it, and her taxable income in here is just 0. And income tax article 21 that cutting by daily wages is only 0, because yeah, as I said before. But we will make the illustration. If Sumiati worked in 12 days, how is the calculation? In here, in 12 days, the amount of PPh 21 that need to cut, her daily wages is 450,000 times 12 days, which means her daily wages, her cumulative amount of her daily wages is 5,400,000, right? So I have a note for you. If the cumulative wages received or earned in the calendar month concerned have exceeded or more than 4,500,000 and less than 10,200,000, then the Article 21 income tax that must be deducted is the amount of the daily wage or pocket money or the average wage after deducting 1 day's PTKP multiplied by 5%. So here's the calculation. Daily wages 450,000 times 12, which means 5,400,000, right? And in here, PTKP a day, 54 million per 360, we can get 150,000. And we have to deduct it, the daily wages to PTKP a day, which we can get taxable income in 300,000. And then our income tax have to multiply it by 5%. 5% times 300,000 is 15,000. So that on this 12th day, Sumiati received a net wage of 450,000 minus 15,000, which means we can get 435,000. So that's about the daily wages. Next, we will discuss about unit wages. Okay, for the second discussion, we will discuss about unit wages. So in here, name is Tarno. I just inspired by Mr. Tarno, the magician one. Do you know, guys? Jadi apa? And then the marital, I'm sorry for Mr. Tarno. And the marital status is unmarried, and the dependent, he has no dependent. But guys, please, this is not the Mr. Tarno the magician, yeah. I just use his name, okay. And then the date started work January 1st and in 2016. The information is the wages paid are based on the number of units completed, which is 125,000 per TV set, and is paid every week within 1 week, 6 working days. And the 24 TVs are produced with a wage of 3 million. In here, before we do calculation, I have a note for you. If or since the daily wage or stipend or the average daily wage or stipend has exceeded or more than 450,000, and as long as the cumulative amount received or earned in the calendar month concerned has not exceeded or not more than 4,500,000, then the Article 21 income tax that must be deducted is the amount of the daily wage or stipend or the average daily wage or stipend after deducting 450,000 and multiplied by 5%. Okay, so let's go to the calculation. Okay, here is the calculation. His daily wage, Pak Tarno daily wage is 3 million, so hasn't exceeded 4.5 million, right? And then we divide it into 6 days work because we want to make it in a day. So Pak Tarno daily wages is 500 per day. Since the wages above 450,000 a day, we have to deduct it to 450,000. 500,000 minus 450,000 equal 50,000, right? And we want make this calculation in week. So weekly wages payable tax is 6 times 50,000 equal 300,000. So the income tax article 21% times 300,000, which means the income tax article 21 for Mr. Tarno is 15,000 a week or weekly. 15,000 weekly. So that's about unit wages. We will talk about pieces wages. The third discussion is pieces wages. Name Marwan. Marital status is unmarried. Single, guys. He has no dependent. And the date started work January 1st, 2016. The information is Marwan does the decoration of a house with a piece rate of 950,000. The work is completed in 2 days. So let's do the calculation. So here's the calculation. Wholesale wages is just the same with the pieces wages, which mean in Indonesia is upah borongan. Wholesale wages a day, we have to divide it into 2 days because he works in 2 days. 950,000 divided by 2 is 475,000. Since the daily wage above 450,000, so we have to deduct it to 450,000 rupiahs. 475,000 minus 450,000 rupiahs is 25,000. So the wholesale wages tax payable is 2 times 25,000. 2 is 2 days, guys. Is 50,000. So the income tax article 21 is just have to multiply by 5%. 5% times 50,000 is 2,500. So Mr. Marwan or Pak Marwan income tax article 21 is 2,500. Okay, I think that's all from us. But wait guys.
Tugas pajak is interested, isn't it? No.
guys, pajak is really interesting. So semangat belajar pajak. Thank you for watching. See you.